Oh, yeah, that's a flippy disc. Jester Disc Golf is a fairly new company on the disc golf scene. Last year they came out with a couple runs through MVP as a manufacturer. They came out with the Love, the Peach Train, and the Dreamweaver. Well, just a few weeks ago they released, or a few months ago, they released news of a brand new disc with a new manufacturer. So they are a unique company where they're using different manufacturers to make different discs, so you'll also have different plastics. We have the Wild thing and the 3 other molds, and we are going to play about 5 holes or so here at Cane Ridge in Nashville, Tennessee, or outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And we're gonna play just a 4-disc round and figure out just how well these discs fly. All right, so on hole 5, we're gonna go with this super groovy looking Dreamweaver. It has very much like Scooby-Doo vibes with the coloring. I'll show you guys a little closer. Very cool coloring, awesome stamp. So we're gonna go with the Dreamweaver. We got about a 315, 318 according to U-Disc. Slight backhand turnover. We do have a little headwind. Now, my understanding was that the Dreamweaver was always kind of like the Grackle, the mint Grackle. But I will say the rim does not feel wide enough. This almost feels more like a streamlined drift, so it's gonna be a little bit flippier. That's the assumption I'm going on, and we'll see how it actually flies, especially in this headwind, but it'll be really fun. This is my very first throw with the Dreamweaver. Yeah, that disc is super, super flippy. Way flippier than I was thinking. Obviously, I threw with a little bit of Anheuser there, but it just kept turning really quick. So we're gonna make corrections, but let's go ahead and let's see how we fare from there. Thankfully, I'm not on the trees, but a little pitch here. This is a pin position I've seen because like the pipe being there and everything. I've never actually played this pin position, so I'm really excited. That was so weak. Oh my word. That was the Love, and I did such an injustice to that disc. Really, really unfortunate. That was such a weak throw. I was further than I had realized, and now I have completely obstructed putt with no ceiling. So we'll see. I might have to go with the Annie putt here because there's a little branch on the right side that with the hyzer, it's gonna knock it down real quick. So one thing I forgot to mention, I said I already throw the Love and everything, but I also putt with the Love, which is very similar, or actually the exact same as the Bullet. I'll explain why they're the exact same disc on the next tee. What we've all been seeing in the disc golf world, especially with MVP specifically, is that they'll take a mold and make it for a bunch of different companies, just call it different things. So the Mint Bullet, I believe it's the MVP Atom. MVP Atom, and then the Jester Love are essentially all the same disc. Now they had to go, I believe, and get all PDGA approved individually, but it's the same molding machine, injection molding machine that's being used. So Love is the Bullet. One thing I've learned after a few months of throwing the Peach Train was that the Peach Train was basically the same as the Lobster, a little bit flatter than the first run Mint Lobsters. So it's comparable to the Thought Space Athletics understable mid-range. I forget the exact name of it. And their putter, because I got one of them, I think it's the Praxis, I think is basically a Love or a Bullet as well. And then the Dreamweaver is the one disc that I thought was a Grackle, and I'm not quite sure what it's like yet. I think it might be a Drift, but I'm not entirely certain. We're gonna keep working with it. But if you know what the Dreamweaver is like, drop it in the comments below. Right now we essentially have a Bullet and a Lobster, and just with different names. We got the Love and Peach Train, and I like these a lot. Turn faster. Okay. So if you recognize this course, you'll know that it's the Cane Ridge course, the short layout. One of the cool things about this disc golf course is that they have a completely separate layout for shorts and longs. They're not on the same path, and just one tee pad is shorter. It's a completely different course. So you can come, let me fix that. You can come and play Cane Ridge shorts. It's a completely different experience. than cane ridge longs, and that's just really, really cool. I will say though, one thing about the shorts is that it has very, very friendly soft pars. Like this hole is a par 4, which is okay. I think for the average disc golfer maybe coming out here, this hole would average like a 3.5, 3.7. And so I feel like that's good, but with a good drive, you can easily get a 2, and you're not really having to throw super far or anything crazy like that. But we're in the rough here. It was turning, but not turning enough. And so now we have to go over there. So it's not very far, maybe 120 feet or so. But hopefully we have some kind of gap where we can get there for a birdie. Very little soft standstill for. Yeah, that was a horrible landing spot for a drive. Perfect. Okay, gonna get the par on that one through 2 holes with only Jester Disc Golf discs. We are even. That previous hole was actually a par 4. All right, next hole. For the first time, I'm gonna be throwing the Wild thing in what they're calling the Forever plastic. Really excited to throw this disc out. Throw this disc. It is a fairly square body, fairly flat top. It does have a bead on the bottom. My understanding is that this is an overstable putt approach disc. How overstable? Not sure yet, but let's find out. Okay, that should be a putt for birdie. That was pretty nice and overstable. Feels a little weird in the hand, honestly, but what's cool is that this is a unique mold to Jester Disc Golf. Brand new mold. So haven't thrown anything like it. Bad first putt. Good skip. Now get down. So this is our 5th hole, playing with just Jester discs, and we've gone 1 or 2 under. Should have been 2. Last hole, hole 9 of the course, and last hole for this video. We're probably going to throw all 4 discs, and we'll start with fastest, Dreamweaver, down to slowest, the Love. And we'll see just how flippy this is. Still going to put a little hyzer on it, even though it's uphill. Oh! Yeah, that's a flippy disc. That is either pin high or went long in the basket, almost hit the tree. So now let's go Peace Train. We'll come over a little. Yanked it again. Plinko. Same speed as the Love, but more stable. The Wild thing. I don't think I'm gonna get this up there. Yeah, I'm just yanking these right now. Okay, last one, a disc that I'm very comfortable with, so hopefully I can throw it better than I've thrown some of these other ones. Don't come too far around, that's been the issue. I've been rounding on these uphill holes, make me round so much. There we go. Okay, if I had done that with the last 2 throws, things would have been better. I didn't round. Let's go ahead and let's see where that Dreamweaver landed, because it was the first one we threw. And hopefully we can get to a clean 2 under, should have been 3 under, but 2 under par for this video. Let's go. Okay, got down to 2 under. So the thumbnail said, or had this disc in the picture, and I haven't told you who actually manufactures it yet. I am happy to announce that Gateway Discs is manufacturing the Wild thing for Jester Disc Golf. It's a brand new mold, like I mentioned earlier. Very cool. The plastic feels really good. In this heat, this has not gotten like sticky and tacky or anything. I mean, literally the phone says it feels like 96 degrees right now here in Nashville. So it had plenty of time to get sticky and uncomfortable, and it didn't. So very cool, nice plastic. Definitely gotta get used to the feel in the hand. It's not quite my favorite hand feel, but it has a really good, consistent flight. It's not overly beefy. It's not gonna turn over on you, at least not right now, brand new. It'll be a nice straight to overstable putt approach disc. And the depending how you like your putters, you might even like this for actually putting at the basket. But if these discs pique your interest, head to jesterdiscgolf.com and to support a local small business if you're in the California area, but just a small disc golf company that's putting some really good discs out on the market and starting to get a lot of their own molds, beautiful stamps. You can support them by ordering from their website directly. Only a handful of retailers carry Jester Disc Golf, so if you go directly to them, you'll have the pick of the litter, everything that you would want. But go ahead and pick up a Wild Thing. I think it'll be a really fun disc to keep working with and just kind of learning, but I highly recommend the Love and the Peace Train. That's all I have for you today, everybody. Until next time, have a great round.